Have you ever felt that something was wrong in a relationship, even though everything seemed normal? Sometimes our success and happiness become a thorn in the side of others, stirring up deep feelings of envy and jealousy within them. Although skillfully hidden behind sweet words or seemingly innocent actions, these emotions can silently harm you and undermine the relationships you cherish. But in Stoic philosophy, we learn that it is not the behavior or emotions of others that determine our worth, but how we respond to them that truly matters. Recognizing the signs of envy and jealousy helps you protect yourself from negative influences, but also helps maintain peace in your heart and relationships. In this video, let's delve into 10 subtle signs that someone may be envious of you. This is not for you to judge or criticize them, but to identify the negative impacts that may be creeping into your life. More importantly, through the lens of Stoicism, we will find ways to maintain inner peace and learn how to face these challenges with calmness and wisdom. After all, in this ever-changing world, only steadfastness and inner tranquility can help us navigate all of life's storms most completely. Let's begin right now. Number 1, making your achievement look. Make your achievement look like trivia. Trivia on the journey to achieve your dreams. There will be times when you face envious glances from others. One of the clearest signs of envy is when someone deliberately tries to downplay your achievements, making your efforts and accomplishments seem insignificant in their eyes. And perhaps in the eyes of others as well. They might say things like, "Oh, that's nothing special," or "Anyone could have done what you did." This is their way of protecting their self-esteem by diminishing what they have achieved. But do such words reduce your value when someone tries to make your success seem trivial? They are reflecting their insecurities and lack of confidence. This is when you need to remember that the value of your achievements does not come from others' recognition or admiration, but from your own hard work, effort, and perseverance. Imagine you are a hardworking employee in a company, having put in a lot of time and effort to complete a major project, bringing impressive results to your team and the entire company. Your project is highly praised by your superiors and you receive well-deserved accolades. But instead of sharing in your joy, a colleague makes comments like, "It was just luck. Nothing special, or anyone in this office could have done the same if given the chance." They are not only trying to diminish the value of the work you have done, but also unintentionally or intentionally denying your efforts and talent. But do you know what this says more about them than it does about you? They may be envious because they have not achieved similar successes, or they might feel insecure about their position in the company. This is when you need to hold firm to your belief in yourself, and remember that your achievements do not become insignificant just because someone else does not acknowledge them. Life is not a race to gain others' recognition. Success does not lie in the eyes of others, but in the inner peace that comes from knowing you have lived true to your values and ideals, living with the Stoic spirit. Be proud of what you have achieved, and do not let anyone dim that light within you. Number 2, they're copying you. Have you ever noticed someone around you starting to mimic the way you dress, the way you talk, or even the way you work? They might be trying to copy you from the smallest habits to the grand ideas you've developed. To some extent, others imitating you can be a sign of admiration. But when this behavior crosses the line from admiration to an attempt to blur your individuality, it's time to recognize that envy and jealousy may be creeping into this relationship. Indeed, when someone tries to copy you, it may stem from their lack of self-confidence, or from a desire to claim what you've achieved without putting in the personal effort. This can make you feel frustrated or disoriented, but instead of reacting negatively, remember that their imitation can never overshadow your true identity. A real-life example that's easy to see in everyday life is on social media. You might have created a creative video or shared a heartfelt post about your personal views only to find that someone has copied almost all of the content without giving you credit. This is not only disrespectful, but may also be a sign of jealousy, as they try to attract the attention you receive. But remember, as Jesus once taught, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. This doesn't mean you have to accept inappropriate behavior, but rather that you should maintain calmness and clarity, not letting their actions harm your soul, instead of worrying about being copied. Focus on continuing to develop yourself. Creativity and originality are things that no one can take away from you in the end. Others may copy your actions, but they can never replicate the spirit, will, and dedication that you've put into every step of your journey. When others try to copy you, will you let that affect your self-esteem and confidence, or will you stay strong and continue pursuing your path, knowing that no one can replace your unique identity and value? Next, let's move on to sign number 3 in our journey of exploring and overcoming those who are often envious of your success. But before that, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt that something wasn't quite right after receiving a compliment? This question invites us to discuss sign number 3, fake flattery. Number 3, fake flattery. Sometimes compliments are not fake flattery, truly expressions of sincere admiration, but rather a subtle disguise for hidden agendas. Fake flattery is one of the most noticeable signs when someone is envious of you. These compliments, no matter how sweet, cannot entirely hide the envy simmering beneath the surface. You might wonder, is this compliment coming from admiration, or is it just a way for them to mask their negative emotions? Flattery, when insincere, is like a beautiful flower full of thorns. It might temporarily make you feel proud, but if you're not careful, you can easily fall into the trap that others have set. Those who flatter may not genuinely care about you. They might be using you to achieve their own goals or to hide the insecurities and jealousy they harbor in everyday life. Fake flattery often appears in places you least expect, from the workplace to close personal relationships. Imagine you've just completed a major project at work, and the results not only exceeded expectations but also brought significant benefits to the team. A colleague quickly comes over to congratulate you, using lavish praise like you did an amazing job thanks to you. We achieved this success initially. These words might make you feel proud and recognized, but if you observe closely, you might notice that these compliments are not entirely selfless. The next day, the same colleague approaches you with a request. My next project is pretty important too. Could you help me out? I think with your talent, we could accomplish something big. You start to realize that the previous praise wasn't just a way to strengthen your relationship, but also a way for them to involve you in their plans. They used flattery not to honor your success, but to manipulate you, making you feel responsible or even pressured to help them. As someone who follows Stoic philosophy, you need to be sharp in recognizing these insincere compliments so as not to get caught in these subtle traps. Remember, your true value does not lie in flashy praise, but in the sincerity and honesty you give and receive in every relationship. Number 4, they magnify. They magnify your mistake and gloat about it. Your mistake and gloat about it. Have you ever felt that someone was overly focused on your minor mistakes, even seeming to take pleasure in your errors? This could be a sign of deep-seated envy. These individuals often try to magnify your mistakes, turning insignificant errors into major issues just to diminish your value and bolster your sense of superiority. But do these mistakes truly define who you are, or are they merely experiences along the path of growth? Consider Elon Musk, one of the most famous entrepreneurs in the world, who has faced countless criticisms and failures throughout his career. When Tesla encountered difficulties, many were quick to criticize him, even exaggerating Tesla's failures as if they were the end of his entire career. Critics seemed to take pleasure in spreading stories about Tesla's imminent collapse, about Musk's management mistakes, and they didn't hesitate to blow every issue the company faced out of proportion. However, Elon Musk did not let these criticisms shake his spirit. He accepted his failures and mistakes, but instead of seeing them as negative things to avoid, he treated them as lessons to improve and grow. Musk did not give yet caught up in the envy of others, but focused on continuing his work, improving products and making Tesla one of the leading electric vehicle companies in the world. Musk once said, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough." This quote deeply reflects the Stoic spirit, not viewing failure as something shameful, but as a natural part of the creative and innovative process. The criticisms and others' pleasure in his mistakes couldn't deter his vision and belief in the future. Elon Musk's story is a powerful example of not letting others' exaggeration of your mistakes affect your goals and determination. By maintaining your confidence and not getting caught up in negativity, you can turn mistakes into motivation to become stronger. Don't let someone's magnification of your mistakes diminish your value. Instead, see them as opportunities for growth and progress. And always remember that your value does not depend on others' words, but on your perseverance and self-respect. Join the conversation in our comment section. Are you willing to accept your mistake as part of your growth journey without letting others define you by your moments of failure? Can you maintain your determination and confidence even in the face of unfair criticism? We would love to hear your story. Number 5, they leave you when you achieve your goals. You achieve your goals. Have you ever noticed that when you achieve your goals, people you once considered friends, colleagues, or close ones gradually distance themselves from you? This distancing isn't because you've done something wrong, but sometimes it's because your success makes them uncomfortable. This is a subtle but very clear sign of envy. When someone cannot be happy with your success, they may choose to distance themselves to avoid confronting their feelings of inadequacy or insecurity. When those around you distance themselves as you achieve success, they are showing you that their friendship or relationship with you is not strong enough to withstand the challenge of rivalry. But instead of letting this hurt, you see it as an opportunity to filter out the relationships that truly matter in your life. Think about Jesus, who experienced betrayal from those closest to him, even as he was achieving the most noble goals of his mission. One of his closest disciples, Judas, betrayed him. Not long before he completed his mission to save humanity despite being betrayed, Jesus remained steadfast in his faith and love, not letting that betrayal shake the path he had chosen in life. A practical example of this distancing can be seen when someone advances in their career. You may notice that once close colleagues suddenly become distant or even behave coldly. This is a sign of jealousy, as they find it difficult to accept your success and, instead of celebrating with you, choose to withdraw. Stoic philosophy teaches us that inner peace does not come from the number of people around us, but from the understanding and acceptance that only genuine relationships can withstand the test of time and success when you maintain steadfastness and tranquility. True relationships will naturally stick with you, while those who distance themselves are simply not strong enough to accompany you on your path of progress. We want to thank and congratulate you for making it halfway through today's video. Your presence here shows that you are fully prepared for this journey. Now let's shift your focus to the remaining 5 signs as you pause and reflect on your personal growth. Number 6. They overemphasize their achievement. They overemphasize their achievement. When someone excessively emphasizes their achievements, they are often seeking recognition from others, or worse, they are trying to hide deep insecurities within their soul. This behavior may stem from envy, where they feel the need to prove themselves at all costs, even if it means overshadowing the accomplishments of others. But does this boastfulness truly reflect their value? Or is it just a sign of a lack of confidence? Achievements, fame, or admiration from others are external things, and do not constitute the core value of a person. When someone constantly brags about their achievements, they may be confusing external accolades with true inner value. They rely on their successes to feel worthy, but fail to realize that true value comes from how they treat others and the world around them. In modern life, you may see examples of celebrities who boast about their achievements. However, this doesn't increase their value, and can sometimes make them seem distant and insincere in the eyes of others. A typical example is when Hollywood stars continually flaunt their awards or wealth, but fail to earn genuine respect from the public. But when faced with such people, ask yourself, does this self-exaltation truly reflect their value, or is it just a manifestation of insecurity? By maintaining calmness and not getting caught up in meaningless competition, you can find peace within yourself. Your true value does not lie in what you say about yourself, but in how you live and act every day. Number 7. They try to compete with you. There are times when you feel that they try to compete with you. Someone in your life is constantly trying to compete with you. Even when you have no intention of competing, they go out of their way to surpass you. Not only in major achievements, but even in small things like owning the latest phone or having a more luxurious vacation. When competition becomes an obsession, it ceases to be a motivation for growth and instead becomes a sign of envy and insecurity. When someone tries to compete with you in every aspect, this reflects more about their dissatisfaction with themselves than about your success. They feel that To affirm their value, they must outdo you, but do you need to respond to this competition, or can you choose a different path? The path of peace and confidence in your value. A real-life example can be found in the arts, where famous actors and musicians often face competition from their peers. Consider Lady Gaga, an artist who has achieved great success in both music and acting. However, she has often been compared to other stars like Madonna or Katy Perry. While the media and some fans have tried to create competition between them, Lady Gaga chose not to engage in that battle. She has always focused on her art, not letting the competition overshadow her passion and creativity. Meaningless competition often leads only to exhaustion and negativity. Live true to your values and let unnecessary competition fade away, making room for peace and inner growth. We're curious to know, do you need to participate in this race? Where does your true value lie? Share your story and insights in the comments. Have you ever encountered a situation where someone in your life felt sad or even upset when you decided to carry out a plan without involving them? This may stem from feelings of being left out or not being valued, but in many cases it can also be a sign of control or envy. They may not want you to have successes or experiences that they are not part of, and sometimes they may react negatively when they are not invited to participate. But does your value truly depend on always having others involved in every plan you make? Number 8, they feel bad when you plan without. They feel bad when you plan without them. When someone feels bad because you made plans without them, it often reflects their insecurities or lack of self-confidence. They might feel that if they are not involved, your plan will be more successful, or they fear that you will achieve something without needing it. This is a form of envy, where they do not want to see you happy or successful if they are not a part of it. Think about Oprah Winfrey, one of the most famous and influential figures in the world throughout her career. Oprah made many important decisions that did not always have the agreement or involvement of those around her. When Oprah decided to leave the Oprah Winfrey Show after 25 successful years to start her television network, OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network, many people in the television industry and even those close to her expressed concern and even opposition. Those who disagreed with her decision may have felt abandoned or no longer important to her, as they had helped her build that television empire over the years. However, Oprah understood the value of pursuing her goals and dreams, even if it meant walking a new path alone. She did not let others' concern or objections stop her. Instead, she remained steadfast in her decision and turned OWN into a highly influential television network reflecting her values and vision. Oprah once said, "The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams." This quote reflects the spirit of someone unafraid to walk her path, even if it makes some people feel bad when they can't be part of the journey. In modern life, you might encounter friends or family members who feel hurt when you decide to travel, start a business, or even change your lifestyle without them. They might say things like, "Why didn't you invite me?" or "I thought we always did everything together." However, ask yourself, am I responsible for always sharing every plan with others? Does my value depend on whether they participate? Your life belongs to you, and you have the freedom to make plans and pursue your dreams without always needing the approval or participation of others. Independence and self-confidence are the foundations of a peaceful and meaningful life. Remember, your value does not depend on whether you always need others, but on whether you can follow your path with steadfastness and freedom in your soul. Number 9, they always talk behind. They always talk behind your back. Your back. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epicus when you discover that someone is speaking ill of you behind your back. The first feelings are often hurt and disappointment, especially when it comes from people you trust or consider friends. These harmful words are not just aimed at hurting you, but are also a way for others to try to lower your value in the eyes of others, masking their insecurities and jealousy. But do these words harm who you are? Or are they just hollow echoes of envy? When someone chooses to speak ill of you behind your back, it is a clear sign of their lack of confidence and jealousy. They feel the need to diminish your value to feel more valuable themselves. But do you need to be concerned about these words, or can you hold on to your self-belief and not let meaningless words affect you? Think about Jesus, who endured countless criticisms and slander from those who envied and opposed him. They not only spoke ill of him but also fabricated lies to discredit him before the public. But Jesus never allowed those words to derail his mission. He continued his path with steadfastness and infinite love. Undeterred by malicious words, he understood that his true value did not lie in what others said, but in the truth and integrity within his soul. In the modern world, think about celebrities like Taylor Swift, who has faced numerous rumors and negative talk throughout her career. Instead of responding to the gossip, she chose to focus on her music and continue developing her career. Taylor Swift used the criticism as inspiration, turning it into famous hits, demonstrating that she would not let negative words control her life. Keep your composure and continue to live true to your values, regardless of the negative words around you. After all, your value is not determined by others but is built and protected by you. In my exploration of the deep wisdom of Stoicism, I was particularly struck by this proverb: "Envy is the fire in which the envious burn themselves." This saying brings us to a core practice of Stoicism, which is also the ultimate key to becoming truly wise. Number 10. They feel happy when you fail. Fail. Have you ever encountered someone who seemed to take pleasure in your failures? It's a painful realization when you notice that others not only don't support you but find joy in your difficulties. This is a clear sign of deep-seated envy, where people not only want to see you stumble but also feel satisfied when it happens. But does their joy change your true value? Or is it simply a reflection of their insecurities and jealousy? When someone feels joy in your failure, they not only hurt you, but also damage their soul. Their joy doesn't stem from their success but from your hardships, revealing that they are not happy with their own life. Think about Jesus, who faced envy and hatred from many his enemies, not only wanted him to fail, but rejoiced when he was persecuted and tormented. But Jesus, with infinite compassion, did not let these negative emotions shake his faith and mission. He continued his path with humility and love, even when facing betrayal and suffering. He understood that true value does not depend on whether others rejoice or despair over you, but on how you live and treat others. In modern life, consider the case of Thomas Edison, who faced many failures before inventing the light bulb. When Edison encountered difficulties, there were plenty of critics who expected him to fail. But instead of letting negative words discourage him, Ed famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." He kept trying, turning failures into motivation, and eventually created an invention that changed the world. When you encounter people who rejoice in your failures, ask yourself, does this truly diminish my value? Or is it just a reflection of their insecurities? By holding on to your self-belief and not getting caught up in negative emotions, you can turn failures into valuable lessons. Let every stumble become an opportunity to learn and grow, and remember that true joy comes from living according to your values and ideals, regardless of others' reactions on the journey of life. You will inevitably encounter envious,